Hello, Pisces. My name is Agatha, and this is the astrological reading for September 2016. This month there's two eclipses. On the 1st of September, there's the solar eclipse at 9 degrees of Virgo, and then on the 16th of September, there's the lunar eclipse at 24 degrees of Pisces. Usually, eclipses, when they happen, they indicate major transformations in one's life, in whatever area of one's charts the eclipses fell. So in your case, Pisces, the first eclipse, the solar eclipse, falls into your 7th house, which is the house connected with your spouse, with your partner, your long-term partnership, with business partners, with contracts, also with your second child. So for some of you, there might be a new beginning in terms of relationships. Either you're marrying someone, or it might be like a separation or a divorce of someone, and you will be single. It could be that. It depends from chart to chart. Some of you might be marrying because maybe your spouse got the offer of a job and he or she needs to move to a different place, and the only way that your spouse or your partner can take you is if you both get married. So it's an imposition. Others, it could be, let's say it's a guy, you're with a man, and this man has a certain reputation. Let's say he goes into politics, so he needs to have a wife, not a live-in girlfriend. So marrying you has to do with his social reputation, the way he's seen by the world. In order for him to do his job, or it could be it could be, you could be the guy and I'm saying she wants to go into politics, so she cannot have a long-term relationship where there's no marriage, so she needs to get married. So there's something to do with your partner's social reputation, the way he or she is seen by others, which kind of imposes a marriage. If it's not that, it could be a contract. So you're getting, Pisces, you are signing up around the 1st of September a contract, and you're going to go to work to a new company, and this might be cloudy, so you have to be careful with what you sign. And the thing that you might not be seeing, Pisces, is that this will require hard work, more work that you had anticipated. So be careful with what you sign. But for the next 6 months, if you're signing up a contract, you might be working really, really, really hard in tiny little things. You have to multitask, lots and lots of things, and you have to read lots and lots of documents, also if it has something to do with documents, Pisces. And it's hard work, and maybe a boss, an authority figure really demands a lot out of you, okay? So maybe this is the thing that you were not anticipating, that it would be required so much of you, and you, for the next 6 months, you might be working a lot. But the positive thing of this is that at the end of these 6 months, your reputation will be solidified. You'll be in place. You'll have a very good reputation of a hardworking person, of someone who has extreme competence in her work or his work. And whatever work you do, you will be seen in a very positive way by the authorities and by others. If it's not that, it could be something to do with a new start in your partner's life. So he or she might be starting something new. It could be a new job, a new career, studying. Also, it could be he or she might be studying again. And if your partner goes back to school, it's because of work in position. So it has something to do with his work or her work, with his career or her career. So he or she needs to go back, for instance, to college and finish up a course or something like that. Or has to make a course, has to do something in terms of, has to study something, because it's connected with his career, with his job or her job, or his vocation or her vocation. If it's not that, it could also mean that, like I said, you're getting married, others are getting separated, but it could be a new start in the life of your second child. Doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, it's your second child, because the seventh house is the house connected with the second child. The first house, the fifth house is the house of children, but also the house of the first child. The seventh house is the house of the second child. The ninth house is the house of the third child, and so on. Okay, this is called derivative houses, I think. So maybe your second child, there's something new happening in his life or her life. Maybe he or she is becoming a parent, for instance, or maybe he or she is going to college, or maybe he or she is having a job. If he or she, if your second child is studying something new, it's going to be very hard work, at least for the next 6 months. Maybe he or she takes 6 months until is fully acclimated into the duties of studying. Or if it's a new job, it's a job in which he or she has to work very, very hard, and it takes the next 6 months is going to be working really, really hard. Or let's say he's a new parent, or she's a new mother, for instance. So it might take 6 months until your second son or daughter is fully acclimated into this new role of being a parent, in taking in all responsibilities and really fulfilling all the duties connected with this. And then Pisces, on the 16th of September, there's a lunar eclipse at 24 degrees of Pisces, which happens in your first house. So this could be a new identity which is being born. You're shedding away an old identity, and you're shedding it maybe in a difficult way, maybe like kicking and screaming. Let's say that you were with a partner, and now because your partner wants to go into politics, so you need to marry. You don't want to marry, but you need to marry. So this is the new identity. I'm no longer a single woman, for instance, or a single man. So the new identity, I'm a married woman, for instance. There's a new identity being born and also being shedded away. So you need to leave behind that new identity, and it's kind of hard to leave behind that old identity. And it might take you 6 months until you're fully acclimated into this new identity and into the fact that your old identity no longer applies. Let's say, for instance, that you, around the 16th of September, you're getting divorced, for instance. So some of you could be that. So that's the new identity. I'm a divorced woman or man. The old identity was I'm a married man or woman. So that needs to be shed away. Or it could be that you're retiring from work, and your identity was really connected with the social role that you played on society, on the world. Let's say that you were a judge, or you were a doctor, or you were a nurse, or or a policewoman or a policeman, and your identity was embroiled in that. Who are you? Oh, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a judge. And then you retire, and then you're like, who am I now? Who am I? And you need to share that, and it's really difficult. Or it could be that your identity was, I'm the wife of that judge, I'm the wife of that politician, I'm the wife of that police officer or sergeant or military man or that general or something like that. And your identity was like this with the identity of your spouse. And now that you're divorced, your identity is different. It's like it's very hard for you to acclimate yourself to your new status, because you feel like you have less. Also, let's say that what happened on the 1st of September is your kid is a new dad or a new mother, and your new identity is a grandmother or a grandfather. So you have difficulty with that. Okay, so I had kids, I was a mother, now I'm a grandmother. Oh my God. And it kind of scares you. So it might take a while. It might take 6 months until you shed your old skin, and until you acclimate yourself to a new reality, to a new identity. Okay? So that's it. Pisces, this is the reading that I have for you for the months of September 2016. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a private consultation, please send me an email to dunyazad@gmail.com, and I'd be delighted to work with you. Bye bye.